Wie geht's? Sorry, this ain't the German podcast. Surprising I remember that much of my old, German high school classes. But, uh, meanwhile, uh, so, right, RTD comes out and says, look, there were over how many million viewing hours last year for the Doctor Who brand? It's one of the top 5 largest brands on iPlayer. But there's still people marching around like morons, shouting that the show's dead. The show died after Capaldi. I'm not kidding. It just amazes me because it's like social media has enhanced the bullshit factor by God knows how many times. If you go back in the day and you look up newspapers and things like that and letters to the editor, and there are people whining and bitching about Troughton when he came in. The show died with William Hartnell. Then it became, later on we got into the show went, we got people who still say the show died with Tennant. The show died with the Matt Smith, left. The show died when Capaldi left. Jodie Whittaker is the devil. Ncuti Gatwa is the devil. Oh gosh. I swear, it's like you're trapped in a non-stop, Baptist revival. Ugh, they's the devil. Ugh. I'm sorry, yeah, because I'm just dying laughing at this because nobody has any patience anymore. It's like, yeah, if the last season you didn't like it, you don't like an episode, you get up, you move on. If you don't like it, though, then just don't watch it. Yeah, I can't reiterate this enough, but sadly we live in this society where if a show comes on and you don't like it, you have to sit there and act like you're being, held down, tied into a chair, like that scene in Clockwork Orange with the things prying your eyelids open, and there's a guy sitting next to you dropping eye drops into your eyes, make sure they stay moist as you go get fed aversion therapy video. It's like, folks, there's like 300 billion channels now of shit on planet Earth. Yeah, I've been reading through some of the stuff. Like I said, there wasn't really much in the Radio Times that we didn't already know. So it's like, I don't know what the big deal about that was. I was scooting through those the other day. Like I said, more power to them. The problem is I don't really believe a lot of leaks or spoilers that come out anymore because getting a hold of that information is very difficult now. I barely remember Arthur. Wasn't he like a wallaby or a guinea pig or something? I can't remember. A guy with glasses or some kind of critter. Uh, I'm not really sure what Arthur was, but well, yeah, the unholy trinity. Like I said, I'm wondering, yeah, if they aren't flashing back to the three gods of Ragnarok that were in Greatest Show in the Galaxy. But at the same time, like I said, whether it is or not, I after what they did with Sutek, I'm a little apprehensive myself. But at the same time, I'm not going to walk around banging my head against the wall screaming, oh! Well, yeah, look at how many hate videos I have up for Starship Dysentery. I didn't watch it. Look at how many hate videos I have up for the asshole light. I didn't watch it. Just a few minutes of those, I'm like, okay, I'm done. In both cases, one look at the trailer and I'm like, yep, I'm out of here. And then you got, everybody thinks Limper Dicks. I mean, Lower Decks is the greatest thing in the world. I'm like, guys, that was nothing more than Paramount trying to shift into Seth MacFarlane's lane because Orville was starting to take viewers away from their show. It's the same shit they pulled back in the day with Babylon 5 DS9. Because people will start to turn on Babylon 5 and vice versa. Not meanwhile, not knowing DS9 was actually in essence a direct cop off of Babylon 5. By the way, I don't care. I still love both shows. But now there are some shows that I go back to. Well, the thing is about Strange New Worlds, I was like, guys, this is the Abrams version of Captain Pike, and once again, there, like I said, and then oh look, now what's her name's on the ship? Now what's her name's on the ship? They completely forgot the fact Kirk had a brother. That's one of the things I loved about the Abrams verse. They researched it so well, they never explained what happened to Kirk's brother. Somehow Spock going back in time to a later point, averted Kirk's brother ever existing. But I just wish they kept the two completely separate instead of effing with the timeline like they did. Well, here's the other thing I'm going to scare you with. What's another name for the pond? Or let's just say the overabundance of a river, a flood. Sorry, I'm just using the reasoning of the fans where somebody got that alleged spoiler and they said flood equals rain equals Ronnie. It was one of the alleged spoilers. And it's like, so now I've just started another one. Because I'm like, people are like, the River Song's trapped in that computer. Yeah, and they can also make her a flesh body now that's apparently permanent. According to Rebel Flesh and Way, called the Almost People. Well, yeah, now they've pretty much let the cat out of the bag via pictures and whatnot that, she's also a neighbor to Belinda. Here's the thing, though. It seems like maybe she's surveilling people. Or maybe she's grooming. Oh, no, I almost said that word that's now forbidden on YouTube. She's setting up companions for the old doc, or she's spying on the doc. Who knows? It could be that. Like I said, one way or another, we'll find out. Yeah, starting this weekend. Will the new series blow chunks, or will... But like I said, I'm sorry. It's been a weird week this week. Like I said, we ran out of parts and on the first couple days, and then yesterday we had a major breakdown. We were out here at lunch, but I already know sooner or later, probably today, the 9-hour day is going to rear its ugly head again. Or I'm just really hoping that they're not going to pull the Tech Tayun shit out of their hat. I'm really hoping not. Like I said, I didn't agree with Tech Tayun coming back at the end of the one series with Jodie. It was a good story. It was a nice figure to talk about, but I'm surprised you didn't have fans jumping up and down screaming appropriation because she was wearing basically was Asian attire. Or maybe, yeah, it could be Omega, Rassilon, and of course Tecteun. But like I said, did they get permission to use Omega? I know, I got that. I know the whole Ruby the thing just did not pay off. I don't know what drugs they were snorting when they thought that was, oh, she's just a regular human. People just point at road signs, to name their kids they just dropped off at the bus, at the church every day. Yeah, that is funny to me. That's what I'm hoping. I hope he doesn't set us up and do a J.J. Abrams on us, because you see, that's why I die laughing when people are like, Abrams is in charge. Hey, Abrams is going to do this. Abrams is going to do that. Yay! And the guy, like one of our presidents, can never develop an exit strategy for any damn thing. Look at Lost. Lost was great the first few seasons. Then, what a pile of shit. But like I said, I'm looking forward to the new series. We always get a little apprehensive and all that. Like I said, there were big mistakes made in the first season. Like I said, the whole Sutek thing was a waste as far as I'm concerned. They really dropped the ball on Sutek and the Empire of Death and all that. I like that we've been waiting decades for Sutek to come back, and then what a pile of shit. Ugh. Yep. Yeah, Omega and K9 are owned by those estates. Um, I know they were trying to do a movie for the one fella passed away. I don't know if it's still in progress, but it was going to be K9 versus Omega. I've been getting phlegmy in the morning. I don't know why. Rest of the day, I'm fine. Well, that, and I know they're doing stuff down here. We have a compost heap back there, basically over a little ways down the road, where they get soil and all that ready for the farmers. Lots of bullshit down there, literally. Okay, well, I'm hoping we're going to get a darker doctor this time. You can't really base that off trailers. So, yeah, it did rain again last night. Yeah, you can tell here easily because A, the roads are still wet, and B, there's places where it pulls up if there's enough of it. You can just... All right, sorry, I'm just catching up on the comments a little bit because I got to be going here in a minute. So all I can say is this: we ain't got long to go. Yeah, there's buffalo shit. I don't think they have bulls. You're right. They usually sometimes have bull. They have buffalo. They have elk, and all kinds of crazy shit down there. You can actually go see the buffaloes down there. They have a little thing they live in out front, and they also have a place out back. They got their own little living area there. So it's actually buffalo shit. Sorry about that. And the stream of lost souls now head towards the door, knowing that 9 hours of their existence will be erased. Also, they're spraying some stuff on there. You see, that's another disadvantage by being in this particular area, because if the wind's blowing in just the right direction, or especially during the summer when I used to take that way, to go home, by the time, you're getting at the late afternoon sun, it's really hot. You don't want to have your windows down when you're going by that area. You really don't. Ugh. More bullshit than a congressional hearing. Well, Buffalo shit, but well. It smells worse than a politician's investigation into his accounts. Well. Well, guys, I'm going to start running inside, so please be kind, be calm, be safe. We ain't got long to go now before we all get to sit down and watch the premiere of Series 2. And as RTD said, yeah, the show's dying, but it's one of the top 5 brands on iPlayer. Or, yeah, it's like how many millions of views over the last year. But like I said, I've already gone into what they're saying about Fallout, even though it was a fantastic adaptation. We'll have to go into that one night because those are hilarious. I'm like, so because you don't like what they're doing to New Vegas, a game that came out decades ago, you should just be happy New Vegas is going to be on the screen. But all right, that's a whole other argument. Take care, everybody. Please enjoy the rest of your Thursday. As far as I know, we're going to be here Saturday until we hear otherwise. So we'll see you then too. So see you tomorrow and see you Saturday, I guess.